Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome along to episode 101 of the Sofamanager Scottish Football Podcast. We are into our second century. It's not a century, is it? It's a century?
Well, no, you put me in the spot now. That's not fair.
Yeah, it's the second century.
I'm going to say yes.
I was wondering if it was 1,000 or 100. I've shown myself up there. We are starting the second century. Well, would that be after 200?
No, we're in the second century.
Okay, yes. Much like the 21st century starts with 2000s. Anyway, this is a Scottish football podcast, predominantly. So, of course, this week we are going to be reviewing Euros kits, which is fun. We might have a Euros quiz later on, but we are going to get to some Scottish football as well. Skipping past last week's Scottish Cup final, which was a great time, John, was it?
Oh, wonderful.
Okay, so you'll get to hear our positive tones on that. Also, the Challenge Cup groups are out, so we'll be discussing that. And teams that are potentially getting turfed out of the Premiership.
Ooh, I like
future.
that. That's good.
Yes, it's very witty. I would do well. Anyway, joining myself, someone who's got a little bit of a tickly throat tonight, so won't be carrying the podcast, Paul. It is the future social media manager for your multi-million pound corporation. It is John. Hello, John.
Hello, Paul.
Still smashing those reels out on the social media.
Well, one or two.
Also provided the kits behind us for the video episode tonight. Bit of a theme, as you can see, as it gets towards me. It's kind of more orange as it gets towards you.
More white.
It's more white, yeah, so nicely coordinated.
We totally meant that.
Indeed. And showing your Rastafarian colours yet again. We had that Ajax top, now Bohemians.
Bohemians.
Very rare. Very rare sighting. John did have dreadlocks many years ago, but unfortunately those have gone.
Oh, yeah, long time ago.
The Lyndon Dykes inspiration. We might get to him.
Don't talk about Lyndon Dykes.
Anyway, stretch it off a train session. How's that? Let's get straight on with things, shall we? Oh well. How's your week been, John?
It's been busy.
Busy?
Yeah. Stressful. All good fun, so we'll take a beer.
John has politely provided some nice apple juice this evening.
But some good news in the podcast for one of our colleagues here, so congratulations, Paul.
Thank you.
All the best.
Right, quick gulp, very good. No, had some good news in the job world this week, but yes, it was, as a school teacher, we had prom last night, so my voice is very scratchy today. The speakers were very loud, so speaking to anyone was very difficult. And here we are today. So it's not been a lot of football this week, but it is a week of good football because the Champions League final is going to be end of the week.
Indeed. And yep, but the Conference League final midweek as well. I doubt you've seen very much of it, but...
Well, I know that Olympiacos were the first ever Greek team to win a European trophy, which is quite a surprise.
I found that a little bit surprising as well, given certainly the size and the kind of reputation of these clubs.
And the money that's going about out there.
The money a little bit as well. I mean, we won't talk about Greek finances. That's a kind of dodgy subject at the best of times. But yeah, you're absolutely right. I felt a little bit sad for Fiorentina. That's 2 finals in a row that they've lost. Lost it last season, lost it this season. They had their chances. I thought they were the better team in the game, but credit to Olympiacos, they've made history.
Yes, in
their rival stadium as well, which must be unique or a relatively unique circumstance. I found that just joyously funny.
Be very intense out there in Greece as well.
Absolutely.
No doubt. Leverkusen's unbeaten streak coming to an end against Atalanta as well.
Indeed, yep, and some style as well from Atalanta as well.
Ademola Lookman,
Charlton Academy.
I've had a
little bit.
Yeah, much, and I'm struggling already.
Charlton graduate from their academy.
I don't think anyone in the news described him as a Charlton graduate.
If you're from the English media, you absolutely were.
Well, okay, I didn't see that.
Any kind of tenuous link. I don't know if he played too many games. He left before I moved down to start following Charlton. Right. I didn't move to follow Charlton. I just moved for work.
It panned out nicely.
It panned out nicely. So that was great. I had another Italian team doing really well in Europe.
Yeah.
Noticed the lack of English teams in these finals as well.
Well, they nearly got there, but it is interesting actually how close these teams actually are. When, like the likes of Aston Villa, West Ham and co must have had 10 times the budget of some of the teams that they were playing.
100%. Yeah.
And actually football is football. And, beyond the big teams in the Premier League, none of the whom have actually made the Champions League final again. So it is good that there is that sort of equalisation in place.
There's finally a bit of difference.
And at least these competitions give like Olympiacos, a chance of a trophy.
I was going to say exactly the same.
I thought it would devalue things, if I'm absolutely honest.
It was absolutely brilliant to see a non-top 5 nation team win something in Europe. Well, that was brilliant. And even to be fair, to be seeing somebody like Atalanta, who've only ever won like one trophy in their history, win something of that magnitude as well. Amazing. And I really hope that continues. These kind of finals are what you would expect if you tier them up to be Champions League finals and Europa League finals, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
These are the clubs you kind of really want to see at that level and be awarded, those kind of prestigious showcase events. That's what we really want to see. We don't want to see constant Real Madrid, constant Barcelona.
Well, trophies are harder to come by now. I think Real Madrid have won 14 of the Champions League since 2000 or something like that.
It's nuts. Like, they've won the most Champions League by a mile compared to anyone else. Like,
and you actually forget about it because every time they win, you just kind of brush it off. And you don't really remember that final as being like a sort of epic
kind of like so hot. Like,
I was driving home, listening to the radio today. Johnny Vaughan on Radio X. That's my listening. And he was talking about, do you know what the words to the Champions League song actually mean?
No.
So
it's not in Italian either.
No, it's not.
It's in
3 languages.
Yeah, German.
Yes.
French, presumably.
Yes.
And there'll be something. It's not in English, is it?
Yes.
It's in English, yeah.
Because the Champions is English.
The Champions.
But he actually broke it down, and you never really think about it. And it was basically the greatest team in German, the greatest team in French, and then the Masters or something in German because it says
De Meister.
De Meister.
Yep.
And again, I'd never actually really thought about it.
No.
In any great depth. You just like, the champion, that's all you hear. But you know the rest of it because when it comes on and things like that. So, yes, they're basically saying, what was the French one? L'équipe or something like that, which I think is team in French. And then team in German, which there was a funny Scotland advert about this, I'm sure. It was like Mannschaft. Wasn't it?
I think it's Mannschaft. Yeah.
Yes. Which has been on some funny adverts. Do you see actually the BBC's Euros trailer at all?
I've seen the one that's like the Pyjama again, and then they're on the kind of pinball table.
The pinball machine.
It's actually pretty good.
That's sick.
I really quite like that.
Yeah. I initially thought it was an exclusively Scotland one. I was like, well, BBC Scotland have gone to town with the animation budget here.
Really splashing the budget. They're sending Chris McLaughlin out to Germany. They're running all their VTs.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Like,
no, that was very, very cool. It's getting us hyped. It's getting us psyched. We're all on the way there. So very exciting. Whilst we are on some Euros chatter, it's probably a good idea to discuss the kits.
Some of these kits.
Yes, we're very passionate about football kits here at Sofamanager, as you can see. From the ones behind us on the YouTube video, I should say to people, feel free to like and subscribe, because I forgot to say that at the start. We do also have an audio version as well, which I don't sing about enough, on Spotify, Apple Music, all these things as well, so check those out. So I think we want to go through sort of our best and worst kits that we saw.
I think so. So we've kind of very briefly
away kits, I should say. Sorry.
Donned our kind of Fashion 101 caps. We've had a run through. Some of these are dreadful. Some of them are bland. Some of them are great. However, we're going to kind of lean more to kind of a lot of them are just bland and not very good. I think that's the theme of this particular year.
I'm not picking on anyone Puma in particular, but
Chris, they're pretty poor. I mean, you want to start with the Scotland kit, the away kit, since that's our focus for the season.
Okay. Yeah.
Scotland away kit. I think it looks like a Parma Violet.
I really like it.
I don't.
I have almost grown. I actually prefer it to the home kit now, I think.
No, the home kit.
I prefer it to the home kit.
The home kit's underrated. I think it's getting
I think the away kit's underrated. I had the Scotland away kit as my second favourite of the list.
Really?
Yes.
Did you look at the list properly?
Wait, what do you mean look at the list properly? It's a sorry. It's a subjective thing. I'm keeping my voice lower tones this week.
No problem, Beaker.
Search Sofamanager Instagram if you want to get that reference.
That's fine. If you want to call me Dr. Bunsen with my hair, that's I understand.
You'd appreciate that. No, I am a big fan of the sort of baby blue, the light blue. It's got a little bit more of a teal.
It's kind of greeny.
No, it's a sort of like a teal tint to a blue. It's like a more bluey colour, I would say. The purple, we have heritage with purple in the past. The lighter blue colour we have heritage with in the past. So I think it fits quite nicely. And it's been a grower on me. So
it's definitely not a shower.
Okay. You're not going to be convinced by that.
I'm definitely not sold. I think if you're looking at the sort of top 3 kits, my top 3 kits, I've just got my notes because I'm all over the shop. Portugal's top. their away kit
I did not rate that.
fantastic.
It is not. It is
fantastic.
not. They've just put a random pattern on it.
I'm sorry, I actually had to look at the pattern as well. It is, if I can find it, symbolises Azol's tiles.
Wonderful.
Azol's tiles.
What has that got to do with
I have
football?
no idea.
Did Ronaldo practice on his bathroom floor?
Ronaldo looked good in that kit.
Nah. I think that sort of trend has been slightly overdone now. Like, just generic patterns on football kits.
It's not generic, it's an Azol's tile.
Oh, would you go away?
But that hasn't been printed properly. I'll give you that part.
Okay.
The kind of faded bit looks like it's been run through the wash a couple of times, which when you have actually washed your top a couple of times, they'll have no pattern at all.
No.
Like,
The photograph
that is a problem.
I saw of it was quite far away. I couldn't tell it was tiles. I had just, it was like white with a little bit of blue.
That's nice, and the black trim on it. Yeah, rated
Okay.
it. Good.
Was that your number 5?
That was like my top.
Your 5th top one?
Top.
Your best one was
Oh,
Portugal?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
What are you putting as your top?
Holland was my top.
Oh.
That was my favourite one. It is cool as. Absolutely. Belter.
I'm struggling for words. I mean,
did you not like Holland?
I want to like
Holland, excuse me.
I really, really want to like it. There's just so much going on in it. Like,
well, yes, but it's subtle. There's a slight shift in the colours.
It is not subtle. See, when you actually if you stop and you look at it,
they're always in motion,
Somebody's
Play the
got,
Dutch way, John, The
What-
people are probably always in motion when they're looking at it as well.
world in motion. Listen to that in the car on the 33.
That's probably why it looks dead trippy. Actually, it fits well.
Coming back to the train station, it was like that world in motion. Is that New Order? Great song. The Netherlands kit, it's like somebody's got like a navy blue t-shirt.
Yep.
And then when there's some cuttings off like little blue squares, we'll put that on.
They've kind of thrown it through an orange window.
Yeah, and then through an orange window. There's just so much going on.
Wow. Okay, I'm surprised.
I
was my pick.
I want to like it. I really want to like it, but
Okay, right. Okay, there's
Struggled.
a lot of disagreement here.
struggled.
I gave my number 2 as the Scotland away kit, so you're going to no doubt surprise me.
Denmark's away kit.
Ooh, is that the white? Is it white?
It's like a kind of white, silver, 90s retro, good old fashioned Hummel chevrons on the sleeves. Looks great.
Okay,
Proper
interesting.
old fashioned collar on it. With a kind of, it's like whitey silver, sort of red stripes going through the collar. It looks so nice.
Basically
like,
the same as
really, really
the
good.
Albania away top then.
Mhm.
White
So
collar,
if you look-
basically Albania.
I'm not going to convince you. It looks really, really cool. Denmark have had really nice kits for a good couple of years now. Like the black on black
Okay.
for the
Yeah, I remember
was that for the World Cup or for the last Euros?
Mhm.
Looked fantastic. So again, they've knocked out of the park.
I always find them to be quite samey. Like some sort of pattern, chevrons, collar. Is kind of the Denmark style.
That's a Hummel kit.
I know. Well, that's the thing. It's cool that they've got their own brand and their own identity and things. I said Scotland kit was number 2. So
Yep.
I'm going to skip to number 3. Belgium was going to be my number 3.
Again,
Do you not like Belgium?
I
really not. We're not on the same wavelength at all.
I don't know what to make of it. A lot of people like it.
I liked it, yeah.
I understand why you like it.
I like the colour. That's my main thing. I'm not sure. I like the brown shorts. It's something different actually.
That's what puts me off.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
I wasn't really including shorts in this
No,
analysis.
neither was I. Was
We actually had a big segment. I was going to collect football shorts for a while because you used to get really good deals because nobody bought them.
They're great for sleeping in. Anyway, the thing that really kind of got me about that, the Belgian
No, I'm not moving on from
Right,
that.
fair enough.
No, I'm moving on.
It's cheap. It's cheaper than pyjamas. No, I mean, the Belgium kit for me as a top looks quite good. Quite like it. It will age well. So,
I think so,
if you
yeah.
buy it now,
It'll
you
pop
might
around.
actually make some money on the back of it in 10, 15 years' time.
Yeah.
But when you see it with the shorts and then the white socks, I just think it just looks a bit odd. Like, I know they went for the Tintin thing, which again I'm feeling a wee bit.
Oh, is that what it's based
Yeah.
on? Oh, that's even cooler now that you
Well,
say that.
Initially, yes, but then you're thinking, but Tintin, if memory serves, is a cartoon about chasing Nazis. Well, they're going to play in a tournament in Germany. I don't know how I feel about that.
But it's a classic. But let's go with classic Belgian cartoon.
That is a classic Belgian.
Classic Belgian cartoon. Okay, I think that's cool. What do you have at number 3?
Number 3, Croatia's away top. I thought it looked brilliant.
It's just the same. Like
A little bit, but yeah, it looks good.
checkered blue.
Checkered
yawn.
blue,
It's basically the same away kit they've had forever.
light blue, dark blue, with some red flashes going through it. I thought it looked really classy.
I thought it was dull. I thought it was the same. So I think what I'm getting from this is you like consistency.
I like a kind of
I like change.
a good pattern. Away kit should be I totally get where you're coming from in your away kits, because a lot of away kits, they should be quite kind of out there.
We'll get to one I'm not so sure about.
Well,
but I had to put it in my top 5.
Fair.
So we have agreed on precisely nothing so far.
Nothing so far.
None of my kits have included in your top 3. So there we go. Who's your 4th then? We'll go back to you.
My 4th, if I can find my notes.
Oh, really memorable, this one.
Oh, very much so. I kind of started to tail off. I think for myself, Austria was kind of 4th.
Is that with the sort of bluey?
Yeah, there's like a kind of light blue.
I quite like the Austria one, to be fair.
I thought that was quite kind of
Not my
classy
top
as well.
5.
Again, they've had that kind of light blue. I don't know, it must be a kind of Austrian colour.
Oh.
They've had that for a good couple of years now.
Excuse me.
That beer's getting you gassy already. I thought it looked pretty good.
I quite like that. Quite subtle. Quite
Yeah, it was, again, quite classy. Very. What you would imagine, you could wear that to like a Venetian cafe for a coffee and sit and
in Österreich. Yeah, I think that was one of the better Puma ones, definitely. 4th for me was France away.
Oh no.
I like
France is in my top 3 dislike.
I like, and don't trim this, the big cockerel on the front of it.
Well, I was going to say, somebody, wherever it was, is a Nike, must be compensating with the size of the cock on that badge.
I deliberately said the word cockerel. Okay,
I'm just shortening the word for you.
Yes, I think that's what people would call it. I actually probably prefer the home kit to the away kit.
Yeah.
But many years ago, I basically bought the same kit, but it had horizontal stripes instead. So like sort of Jean-Paul Gaultier style sailor.
Yeah.
And I love that kit. And this is basically the same. But, you know, I think the gaps between the vertical stripes are a little bit too small. But again, because of the large logo, I think it looks quite classic. I quite like it.
Just, no.
Right, okay, we're on.
Is, I have no problem with the size of the badge.
Yes. Right? The size of the what?
Size isn't everything. You just take what you get.
Oh, this is so cheap. This is so cheap. Massive.
It's the stripes going, the vertical stripes going through it, like the pinstripe.
Yep.
Like they're different colours.
They are different colours. That is a bit distracting.
For no reason.
If you committed actually to red, that would have been a bit different.
Potentially. Or if I'd been white with like a navy blue pin.
I kind of done that before.
Yeah, but even still, again, classic.
Mm-hmm.
That would have worked out quite well.
Right. Now, we've got to have common ground. As we go to number 5.
Right.
Are we going to say together?
No.
Have you got... right, okay.
I'm curious to know what you're actually going to say here.
I wasn't sure. There's a few things I could put in here. I actually quite like George's away kit as a special mention.
What did I say about George's away kit?
It was black and red.
Yeah, I didn't get it. Why did they have electric tape down the bottom of the shirt?
Well, I think it's like a different texture, isn't it? They, I think, actually have the best logo out of anybody. Like, they've got a really cool Football Federation logo. Probably not going to be mentioned a lot in this list. Hungary, I thought, was a bit different with Adidas in the middle as opposed to...
And 2 national badges on it as well.
Yes.
I found that quite curious.
For all their sins as a nation. But...
What do you mean, all their sins as a nation?
They're like massively racist.
Yeah. Okay, I'll give you that. Ran by a nutter.
Yeah, that's true. My 5th pick is Germany.
I can just about see where you're coming from.
Now, my problem is, when I saw the Germany kit, everyone loves the Germany away kit with the sort of pink to purple fade. Now, it has almost nothing rooted in German tradition at all.
None.
Now, a lot of people love this. It's going to be well bought and stuff like that as well. To me, it's the colour of Gen Z as a generation. Like, you know, they have all their sort of RGB lights and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That is who that is appealing to.
You are absolutely spot on.
Now, I looked at this kit and I thought, I don't like this kit. But do I not like this kit because everyone else is saying good things about this online? And I thought, do you know what, Paul? Let's have an open mind. It is a bit different, which an away kit should be, and we should embrace this. And it is better. Like, I wanted to like the Italy kit.
No,
but then
we'll get to that.
Yeah, a lot of people said it looks like the training. Oh, by the way, have you seen the Scotland training top? By the way, sick as.
You've seen the price? That's sick as well.
Yeah, no, it's also it's previously what would have been considered as
we'll be on to GD in a minute.
Yeah, as an actual football top. Sadly, those are the signs of the times in terms of what things have happened. Couldn't get behind Spain. They sort of half committed to a colour and then didn't put up the saturation quite enough, which is an interesting attempt at something new. So yes, I have accepted why Germany's kit is popular and we'll put it as my number 5.
Mm.
You'll have picked England kit, of course.
No, absolutely not. I'm just trying to think of a way to argue against you.
Oh,
But I'm struggling.
it is a Gen Z, like it's a blatant.
I'm
Let's
gonna-
try and sell as
I'm-
many as possibly can.
I'm going to cede 5th to you because I've got the
You don't
I've got the
care
Georgia
enough.
kit, I've got the Hungary kit,
Mhm.
and Germany kit is kind of like decent kit. So yeah, I'll give you the Germany kit.
I like Georgia. Georgia is a low key dark horse.
It's just the bit of duct tape on it. I don't understand what's going on there.
They're so close. Who makes it? Was it Joe Ma? Was it like Jacko or something like that?
It was an unknown brand.
At least they're getting involved. Yeah, so pretty cool. Will you be running out to buy any of these top 5s?
No.
It would be cool to
The
collect.
the reason I'm pausing and saying no is the price is just extortionate
Yes.
for something that
But
isn't
then-
a Scotland top.
Even when they go on sale, right? Previously, we would have spent £40 on a football top. About, 10 years ago, maybe?
Oh yeah, probably.
And then when they were on sale, that meant that they were 20, 15, 10, something ridiculous like that.
Mhm.
Now, you're lucky to get them for 50, let alone
When they're
40.
When they're on sale, yeah, you're absolutely right.
So it does make it a much less appealing proposition for what are probably less creative designs as well. Because again, we were looking at these and a lot of these seem pretty bland, didn't they?
Very. I mean, as a kind of a bridge.
Yep.
We can start looking at our kind of bottom 3 or bottom 5.
Over troubled water. Anyway.
Bridge over the why did you design it?
Hey! Is that culture? I feel like that's culture.
Bridge over the River Kwai.
Okay, have you ever seen the film though?
Yes, I haven't. It's not that.
I'm not that enamored.
It's alright to be fair,
What
but
was I watching? Princess Bride in a cover class today. It
what?
was like a fairy tale.
Is this a music cover class?
No. It was English
That's usually the
cover
kind
class.
of thing.
No, and actually, funny enough, in a music cover class, I watched a film called Sing 2. Have you ever seen the Sing series of
Is that
films
the,
before?
the animated one?
Yeah, the animals.
I've heard it's really good, but
I was astounded because it just goes bang song, like 2 seconds of that bang song, and it just slaps you in the face. But the main character was Bono as like a lion who didn't want to sing.
for
I
God's
was
sake.
like, wow, that's pretty cool. You don't see a film with Bono very often. Right, anyway, tangent over. Bland kit, boring.
Bland.
Templates.
I've got 3 buttoned together straight away. Slovakia, Switzerland, Czech Republic. All 3 of them you could buy in Matalan.
Yeah, Pyjama haven't really gone to town on any of these.
Awful. Like, honestly, it's templated. It's not even templated. It is. I could walk into the Matalan down past Falkirk, pick it up for a tenner.
Do you have a card? Do you still require a card?
For what?
Matalan?
I don't know. You should
No, because previously you had to have a card.
pay with cash, surely.
No, you couldn't just walk in. You had to have a Matalan card. That was the point of Matalan. It was the sort of Costco of clothes.
Right.
Did you not know that? I think they might have dropped that, to be fair. Anyway,
Yes.
just pointing that out.
Generally, you look at the templates, you look at the colours, you look at the way they've been put together. They look cheap.
It's a shame because the likes of, I think Slovenia, particularly one of the more recent tournaments, had a banging kit of like the really cool like hills and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
they look smart. Good colours to them as well. It's like a darker blue one, if I remember right. You know,
Mhm. And then in the recent past, Switzerland used to have Puma used to have the cool ones. I can't remember if they came up your neck in a sort of turtleneck style. But then like the Puma was in the middle, the badge was slightly down and offset, and then they'd have some sort of image or something below.
right.
And that to me was prime Puma. That would have been 6, 7, 8 years ago or something. From another Euros tournament. I also can't remember. But yeah, very disappointing on all 3 fronts. You can barely distinguish between, like Slovakia and Slovenia.
I mean, Slovakia was basically a white t-shirt with a badge on it.
They obviously don't expect to sell many, which is a shame.
It's a shame. It's so lazy.
Yeah.
So lazy. I mean, particularly for these kind of nations, they've got nothing to lose. They could do something absolutely wild and it could be an absolute hit and
Yeah.
they would make a mint of money off the back of
Yeah.
it. But to come away with something like that is pathetic. Absolutely pathetic.
It's all about money these days, isn't it?
For a white t-shirt.
I know.
You'll be paying 80 quid for a white t-shirt.
And you won't even get, I don't
You
think
get
they'll
3
be
for a
wide.
fiver in the bars. Like,
I don't even think they'll be on sale like widespread, will they? It'll just be
nah,
gone.
just awful. Switzerland was the same. Yeah, it's just awful.
Oh.
Wait, so again, other ones though, like, so I'm sure you've got other ones in your hate list or dislike list.
I'm mainly focused on the like list because the dislikes were just, it was like bland. There was not any that I was like, oh, that's disgusting, because they're all quite conservative, really.
They are quite conservative. Apart from the France one.
I still quite like the France one. Write in, comment. What are your favourites and what are your least favourites?
What are your least favourites? I mean, this is all opinionated, so this could easily turn into abuse. I do want to talk about the Italy top though, because we touched on it earlier.
What top, sorry?
The Italy top.
Oh, yes.
Now, behind us.
Oh,
Classic example. Doesn't take much. Doesn't take much.
I thought that was just a plain Puma top.
Sorry.
Has that got a... Oh yes, I see it now. It's got a badge. I forgot to turn off the preview. We've been looking at each other the whole time on our laptop. I totally forgot about that.
Unless I'm trying to like reach the right way.
Weatherman John.
And over here.
Where's the storm? Yeah. Oh, you've just put it to Bob Marley. Excellent. Right. Not actual Bob Marley. He's on the Bohemian shirt, I should point out. That would be a cardboard cutout. A cool cardboard cut. Oh man, there's slur number 2.
Yep. Let's
count them.
What's over that? Back to the Italy top.
Yep.
Why on God's green earth is our, going from kind of, if I remember right, left to right, green, blue, red, and on a white t-shirt?
It's broadly, of course, in the tricolore.
Yes, but it's failed miserably.
I don't hate it. I don't love it. I prefer the home top to it. I think the home top
really
works.
nice,
but then the home top's the same. It's just blue, really.
Yeah. For some reason, it does look a lot better on a kind of blue background. But this, looking at it, again, it's so close to being okay. Like, if they had, rather than kind of doing it like that, if they just kind of worked in the colours, working kind of like for the bottom of the sleeves, all the way up, sort of like, but green, a little bit of blue, a little bit of red, and worked its way up the kind of sleeves as a trim.
Yep.
But it looked fine, no problem. But just the kind of, it just looks strange. I don't like things that are asymmetrical.
Was it recently did they have a dark green away kit or did they have a dark green training kit?
Oh,
that was quite nice.
From the last Euros. And had the kind of diamondy type pattern or the chandelier pattern on
like that, yeah.
That was quite smart.
Yeah.
The home kit in particular, I regret buying it at the time. Not just because they won it, obviously, but in the manner that they won it. But, it was a good kit.
Yeah, so they could have done more and they could have been more creative. Spain's a disappointment. Like,
terrible. Looks like baby sick.
Yeah. But again, it's trying to be that sort of modern design, isn't it? And I don't see a football fan as being someone who appreciates modern design.
There is hipsters who follow football. Fine, no problem. This is appealing to nobody. Sorry to say. The home kit looks quite nice, but the away kit is a bit of a fail. I must also ask, are you offended by the England kit?
We've not mentioned it. We have not mentioned it at all. It's rubbish. Like, it is rubbish. I'll agree with you there. So what? Viewers and listeners, hey, we have consensus. The article that I base all these opinions on broadly was the 442 article. Who knew that they were still on the go, by the way?
Yep.
If you can still buy the magazine, fantastic. I don't know if you can. So they were big fans of it. It's a colourway England have never had before. And I'm like, well, if it's a colourway England have never had before, it's clearly going for the heritage design with the sort of gold. Like navy blue and gold is really what it is.
Yeah, which, I don't check now, I don't understand why England play in navy blue kits. Don't get it.
I don't know if they ever have. No,
they have. They've played. Well, maybe not navy blue kits, but certainly blue kits in the past. I'm sure the last away kit was that kind of bright blue with the red.
Yeah, but not navy blue. And gold. I mean, that is like...
That's a bold move. I mean, given you haven't won anything in about 60 years.
Yes. I think to me that's what it screams out. I think the blander your kit, the more arrogant your team can be sometimes. Like, there's been a few Man City kits, there's basically nothing on them.
Yeah.
Some of the Arsenal kits in some years, but like
they know they can sell them.
Yeah. I mean, they will sell them either way. But it's like, if you put that next to the Scotland Heritage jersey...
There's not a huge amount of difference. Base colour-wise, there's not a huge amount of difference.
Yeah, no, I don't think they've done a great job with either of the England kits this year, but they will sell because they're England kits. It almost doesn't matter what they put down at this stage. Again, for me, the sort of quintessential England kits will always be like the Germany 2006 ones of the white and then the red, actually, which I don't think they've gone back to in recent times.
They certainly had like all red kits, but I can't remember if that's home or away. That was admittedly quite a nice kit.
Yeah.
And some of the stuff for Euro 96, like the kind of bold, even the bold printing on the back for the letters and numbers.
Oh, did they not have a navy blue one back then?
I think they did. Oh, it was a kind of grey blue, if I remember right.
Oh, yeah, that sounds about right.
I can't before actually doing a deep dive into retro England kits.
England tops.
Yeah, I just don't understand it. I mean, if you look at other colours that would suit England, I don't know why I went down this rabbit hole, but I was like, for example, why did they not have like a British racing green away top?
Oh yeah, that'd be different.
With the gold, that would look quite cool.
Yeah.
Like, Nike, if you're listening.
More green to be seen. I think that's the motto.
I think that would look pretty cool.
Yeah.
You don't want to make it too bright green because then it kind of needs the Irish stuff. But anyway,
That's true.
it's not going to be a Cromwellian kit, that's for sure. A bit of culture for you.
Culture.
Yeah. There's just other colours they could pick, and I don't understand why it's navy blue. And I have absolutely no issue with anybody farting about with their flag because it's not theirs.
Okay.
They stole it. They stole it for Genoa.
Did they?
Yeah, during the Crusades.
Oh, I did not.
And St George never actually set foot in England.
Did he not?
No, he was born in Turkey. Spent all his life in Palestine. So you can tell what march he would be on.
Right, okay, let's swiftly move on.
That's always a good trope for them. It really winds them up. So
I was indulging in the culture, and then I was like, yes, we're not indulging in the culture anymore. Right, we have another packet of stickers this week.
Yep.
For Euro, or you know.
Is it my turn or your turn?
We did to me, or did to you.
I opened it the last time.
So do you want to do one for me as well? So in this game, I get 20 yes or no questions to ask John to see if I can win these pack of Euro 2020 stickers.
Why is it purple?
What, the card? Or the St George's Cross?
Oh, boy, who's that?
Now, usually the top card's on the top of the deck. And if there's no one that recognisable, then I'll maybe just try and narrow it down by country or the name sounds like or something like that. We've been fairly lucky in the past few weeks. We've had Ryan Porteous was the first one. We have had Harry Kane, which was one John got. I got, was it Mateo Kovacic? What's his first name?
Kovacic, that was last week, yep.
Yeah, Kovacic was last week. I thought it was a bit harder than Porteous or Kovacic.
I can't lie to you, we are really properly struggling this week.
We're struggling this week.
We've got one guy.
Okay.
I have no idea if you know who he is, and I'm going to quickly Google him just to see what's actually going on here.
Right, okay.
This is how we play the game.
Okay. Do you know what club he plays for? This is not count as like, you know, the start.
I think I know where he is.
You think you know? Okay.
Right, I've got his wiki. Good. Oh yeah, I don't know where he is.
Oh, okay, right. Does he play in the Premier League?
No.
Oh no. Does he play the controversy of like Central Europe and Eastern Europe last week comes up. I had a chat with a lot of colleagues who would consider Croatia as Eastern Europe.
It's not Eastern Europe. Oh, come on.
But like, where would you have considered Czechoslovakia being at the time?
Czechoslovakia would have been about Central Europe.
Okay. I don't think there's a fine line, so I can't have any verification on it. Does this player play in mainland Europe?
Yes.
Okay. Is it in one of the big 3-4 leagues?
Yes.
Right.
It's 5 questions.
Is it in the Spain? Is it in France or Spain?
No.
Is it in Germany?
Yes.
Oh, this is going to be very hard. Is their team in the Champions League final?
No.
Right. Is it Bayern Munich?
Yeah, he plays for Bayern Munich.
Right. Okay, plays for Bayern Munich. Is it a midfielder?
Yes. Yeah.
Right. Are they from Germany?
Yes.
Okay. Are they like old?
No. Well, opposite.
Oh, they're very young. Are they French?
No.
Darn, so it's not Coman then.
You've already asked who his nationality was.
No, I asked where the league was. Oh, did you say it was German?
Yeah, you said you asked him if he was German.
Yeah, sorry, that was a burned question. A German midfielder. Did this player previously play for Arsenal?
No.
So it's not Gnabry. I don't even know if Gnabry's still there. Who do Bayern Munich have in their midfield?
Think kind of midfieldy, attacking midfieldy, winger. That kind of area.
A young German winger that plays for Bayern Munich. Is he? Well, he must be in the. Well, he might not be in the national team if he's in your pack of cards. Has he played elsewhere?
Yeah, but I would probably say it's more kind of youth level.
Yeah, so it's not notable.
Nah, he's too young to really be considered to play anywhere else.
A through and through Bayern Munich player. I think I'm going to struggle.
You're really struggling. I'll give you some more. I'll give you some clues.
Okay, that would help.
So
I'm going to have a beer while you do that.
He does play for Bayern Munich.
Mm-hmm.
He's a kind of winger, attacking midfielder winger. He's only 21. With 114 games for Bayern Munich, scored 33 goals.
Oh no. It sounds very prolific.
Yeah.
And that's... I think I'm going to tap out.
You could tap out.
I'm going to tap out. Who is it?
So we are talking about Jamal Musiala.
Oh! Is it not Masala? Is it Musiala?
Musiala. Why is it purple?
Oh, I don't know. Oh, he's obviously one of the young guns.
When you look through that pack, I had a bit of a struggle there.
Philip Moena from Austria.
Never heard of him.
Andreas Skov Olsen. This is the worst pack.
It's just random because
we got Group A, which has Scotland in it.
Name the group.
That could be one of our questions one week. I've got the Eiffel Tower. That would have been a nightmare. How would I have ever guessed that the Eiffel Tower would have been in?
They just, compared to, we've said this before, but compared to previous years, they look so cheap.
Yeah, they're very small for one thing. GRPTW, so I don't know, that must be a special edition one.
Player of the week.
Maybe. Right, I would have struggled there. I've just not been keeping on top of European football that much this season, to be honest.
No. Bayern Munich have been that bad.
Indeed. Oh well, that was a disaster.
What a laugh.
Speaking of such things, let's get back to Scottish football, shall we?
Hey, there we go.
You watched the Scottish Cup final last week. Talk about it.
What do I talk about it? It was dreadful. Honestly, it must go down as probably one of the worst Scottish Cup finals in a long, long time.
Yep.
Very little happened of note, really. Rangers had a disallowed goal. Celtic scored right to the death. Probably deserved to win it, just about. I know that'll be controversial.
To all the Rangers fans listening, I disagree with John. I think our subscribership skews slightly Rangers.
Does it?
I don't know. I don't have a statistic that says that.
You were robbed.
You'll know, people, I'm on the orange side.
Well, to be fair, at the time, I did wonder if it was a free kick for the disallowed goal. So there is a very small, slight push.
Just the push, yeah.
On Joe Hart. Now, unfortunately, I'm going to sound like Kenny Miller a little bit. The way our game's gone, that is a foul. But back in his day, it would never have been a foul. But
is it a cup final foul?
No. Well, okay, so this is double standards a little bit. And would it have been a foul anywhere else in the park? Absolutely not. So that goal probably should have stood. I actually thought Tavernier had whipped it in, and it was a goal direct for the corner as well, which I thought was fantastic. I didn't realise. I think it was Seema who had sort of need it in.
Right.
But yeah, you could feel a little bit kind of hard done by at the time, but they never really created much else beyond that. They did look threatening from corners before and after that, fair enough. But you just felt Celtic was eventually going to snatch it. It was just a matter of time, and the run from the guy's name escapes me. That wasn't Palmer. He plays for Aberdeen. Oh, what was his name? Anyway, it doesn't matter. You know, his shot, again, when you're watching it live, I thought Butland had made a right mess at it, palming it back into the centre.
That's going to be the big talking point.
I think when you watch it from behind one of the goals, you can actually see the swerve, and Butland's actually moving one way, but has to correct himself quite late on to even just save it to begin with. So can't blame him. You know, Celtic striker was far more alert to it than what the defenders were. And got the just reward for it, you know.
Yeah. It's a lucky one, probably.
I think he's probably going to earn a contract on the back of it as well, which I find a bit strange. But
was it one of the young lads?
Was it Neil Labada?
Oh, right.
Go for Norwich. Is that his name?
Yeah, definitely they do have an Abada. So,
but it was just so boring. It needed a goal early on to really open up the game, but it just got more and more stuffy. It got more and more kind of fraught. Come on, again, just looked a wee bit too rattled. He loses composure far too easily. So I think, as we kind of went back to a couple of episodes ago, you know, this, you can now absolutely say Rangers have had a very underwhelming, underperformed season.
Still won a cup.
Won a cup.
You know, which is something.
But to kind of lose the league in the manner that they did doesn't look good. The way they lost that Scottish Cup was unfortunate, but again, that's another trophy.
An avoidable one that was there.
There for the taking, really. If they had just went for it a wee bit more, if they'd been a little bit more clinical, a wee bit more better. You know, if you hadn't pushed the goalkeeper unnecessarily, you didn't need to push him, you didn't need to touch him. You know, it was totally irrelevant to the goal itself. It could be a completely different story. So you're now looking at Clement, and again, I'm less than convinced. I think the summer's huge, absolutely huge for that club. Like,
And we wouldn't say that Rodgers is some sort of master tactician, would we?
He's got so lucky because, like I say, like Rangers have just, I hate to say it, but they've had their bottle kind of crash a wee bit again.
Yeah.
They've kind of lost. They've lost it, and it's their own fault.
Yes.
I think is the best way to look at it. Rodgers is go bloody lucky, and if I was him, I'd be scrambling for the exit door and leaving on a high again.
Aye.
Because again, his second act.
This is his life job now, isn't
He's
it?
kind of winning by default. I feel at the moment.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. The fact that no one else can challenge.
No one else can really challenge. So what's
You wait for Heart of Midlothian next season when Jan Danda and Blair Spittle come on the scene.
Again so underwhelming. Like, why are you signing them?
Come on, Blair Spittle has had a good season for
He's
Motherwell.
had a good season, but
Jan Danda has had a good season for Ross County.
and an extraordinarily poor team who barely made it. Well,
But then, are Rangers and Celtic after them?
no, but
competition.
should Hearts be going after them as well?
Jan
Danda's actually quite a good player. I don't know why I'm arguing against him, but Blair Spittle, I'm thinking
This is you again digging yourself out of your own
yeah,
points.
I am. But Blair Spittle has been around for so long
It has been a while.
that why now making the step up? Is he at that level? I'm not too sure. Like,
Well, he's about to be given that chance. We're going to find out.
I'll tell you what though, he will be quite good for their league games as and when Hearts kind of get into a group stage of Europe. He'll be a good squad player and he will cover them really quite well for the domestic games. Not European quality though.
So good signings for both. Yep, great. Thanks,
I
John.
still think they could have done better. They could have done better.
I'm ignoring it. Moving on. Well, do you know what really got me this week is I saw an article pop up on my Facebook that was like, why Matt O'Reilly should be considered for Denmark. And I was like, what?
Is he not in the squad?
No, he wasn't in the squad. But I did not have a clue that he's not Danish. That he is Danish, sorry.
He's not Irish.
Well, like, Matt O'Reilly.
O'Reilly.
Like, if he's not Irish, or if he's not British, or if he's not Australian, I think O'Reilly's actually a bit of an Australian name as well. He's Danish? Like, what the heck? Now, he's not actually Danish. He was born in London. But there's obviously something there. And I was like, I had no idea.
Really? Oh,
No idea. 3 caps. Very interesting.
£50 million player apparently as well.
Who did he play for before Celtic? He was down south, wasn't he?
Oh, now you're really putting me on the spot. I have absolutely no idea. Because he's only 22, 23
Yeah,
years old.
he's not old.
£50 million though.
No, he's not £50 million.
I get why you set the bar that high.
Yeah, no.
If some
The problem, was Virgil van Dijk a £50 million player at Celtic?
no.
But he left Crystal Palace for £100 million? Isn't he far off? 80 maybe?
Southampton. Was it Southampton?
Oh, sugar, sorry.
That's okay. I must have been Southampton to Liverpool for about an extraordinary amount of money. What I would kind of counterpoint and say, when Tierney left for 20 mil, he was a £20 million player.
Yes.
And Matt O'Reilly at the moment, I would say he's a £20 million player as well.
Yes.
So, you put the price at 50 million, negotiate down to 20 million. Trump would say that was a good deal, even though it's fake news.
And then get your pardon when you become president of the entire league. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens with him. He's definitely probably Celtic's brightest star lit at the moment. It's probably arguable whether he's the best player or not. But I had a tremendous season. No idea he was Danish. Jan Danda digging Ross County out against Wraith as well. Not much to be said. It was a little bit of a disappointing fixture, wasn't it?
It's a very one-sided affair, I think.
But the good news is they get a chance to try it all over again in the revenge fixture in the Challenge Cup.
Oh, God.
They've been drawn in the same group.
Yeah, forgot about that.
So, yeah, they get to play each other again, which is a fairly interesting one. It does mean that the championship's quite compressed next year in terms of the geo...
It's very central belty.
Central belty. Yeah, good one. You see the thing about Kelty Hearts trying to lend the ground out to Inverness, and the council were like, we actually own this, so what are you doing?
It's like Falkirk really have passed the baton of banter over Inverness. On the way down, they've
fixed themselves. I saw you were on Twitter this week saying if they had any exclusive sizes left in those limited edition shirts that went at 1,000,000 miles an hour.
I kid you not. Bang on, they were released at 9:30 on Grieve Sport. There was only 75 of them, which was us.
75? They're printed as well, like they've got
or
Invincibles.
Invincibles 24 on the back.
They didn't win every cup. I don't like that title.
I struggle with it as well. But I was like,
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a special thing that they'll only have once.
Yeah, ever. Like ever.
potentially in your lifetime.
Yeah,
Unless they drop down another 2 leagues at some point.
You can win the Lowland League Invincibles. Yeah, logging bang on 9:30. I was trying to get a medium in an XL for me and my dad.
Right.
The second I clicked on the XL, disappeared.
Right.
Medium. And I appeared in the kind of basket on Grieve Sport. So,
go for it.
Brilliant. What a nice Father's Day gift. Went to pay for it, sold out.
Oh, God.
How? It was a minute.
I mean,
9:31, gone. It's all 75, gone.
Grieve Sports is not set up to be dealing with that level of demand, I imagine. Because they're 75 kits, and I'm not saying there's tens of thousands of people like waiting on that. I had to do that for a recent Nintendo purchase, but I'll leave that story for another day.
Yeah, fair.
Should be on its way soon, by the way. Very exciting limited edition. Won't be sold on. It'll be for me. But they were selling them in the club shop as well.
There was 125 in the club shop, which again, season ticket holders only could go down to the club shop and buy them at 9:30.
Like previous season or next season?
Well, though that was a kind of grey area. If you hadn't renewed your season ticket, you're basically expected to go down, buy the kit, renew your season ticket, and because you're feeling really, really guilty, you can put money into the back the manager fund as well. I was like, I'm working from home, so I was like, right, I could go down on my lunch break. I could go down at 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
But I'm not wasting my time going down there.
If there's not there.
If my sizes or my dad's sizes in there, you would rock up. The only thing that was left at 9:32 on Grieve Sport was a 4XL.
Wow.
Now I am a big guy, but even that would kind of drown me. Like, I'm not. Again, I was not going to waste my time going down.
Pyjamas, John. You got the shorts to match.
True, very true. I'm not paying 55 quid for a pyjama top. But the new kit will be coming out next season. For next season in a couple of weeks.
But it's not got the gold trim, it's this is how they get you these days. Like they love a limited edition
stuff, and they sell like hotcakes, and they will know they'll know exactly how much it cost them for the 200 kits. They're not like over ordering or anything like that.
No.
So fair play. I mean, they have massively cashed in on this. Can't blame them.
Did they wear them on the last day?
They wore the home kit,
but did they wear the special edition?
No, because everyone was have to have their own kind of number.
See, I think that would have validated it a little bit more. The fact that you're buying a kit that was never worn, I don't know.
I mean, it is the home kit. It's just with printing on the back, it's saying Invincibles 24.
I thought the sponsor and stuff was gold as well, is it not?
No, to be fair, I think the badge was like Invincibles 23, 24, which was the only kind of change.
I thought they had like gold to trim on them anyway. So did anyone ever get back to you about sizes? Presumably not.
No, blank.
They didn't care.
Waste of time.
Yeah, good try. I think news this week, but is the South Stand sold out for season tickets next year?
Again, I'm finding that strange. So we've now sold 3,500 season tickets.
Yep.
I don't know any numbers from any other club, so I can't say whether that's good or bad versus the kind of similar sized clubs in the Championship. Mm-hmm. Good number though.
Oh, very good number.
And it seems to be, so the South Stand holds just under 2,000. Mm-hmm. They basically said that there's no capacity left in the South Stand for any more season ticket purchases. They won't be selling any match day tickets.
Really?
In the South Stand because it's sold out. However, that's counting for people who haven't renewed yet.
Right,
so you could say there's 100 people who haven't renewed their season ticket yet.
Yeah.
They have until, I think it was the early bird they were basically closing off, which was today.
Right.
So there may or may not be 100 season tickets.
Show up again.
Will come available. I find it peculiar because they've said the South Stand has been sold out multiple times last season, and multiple times I've had to hold up 2 or 3 bits of paper, part of the kind of tifo. Yeah. And if you actually look at, particularly for the last game of the season, there is gaping holes where we usually sit in the far corner versus what it's like on the other side.
But then,
I suppose that's because they're all pushing. They'll be congregating in
one area.
That makes sense. I just find that. I find it weird. I cannot believe for a second that Falkirk have sold out a stand
for the whole season.
Just their season tickets.
I mean, it's an interesting arrangement. It does throw up the difficulty of, like, if someone like myself wanted to come to a game with you, that's out the window. Like, that can't happen for a league fixture. So what they've kind of put forward, and what couldn't really work out, is basically if you've got a South Stand season ticket, and it's a situation like yourself, so I have the season ticket, you occasionally come to the games. Yeah. I could voluntarily change my season ticket to be a main stand season ticket without any extra charge, without any extra cost,
just relocate.
Oh, right.
And whenever your pal wants to come along, you'll be able to get him a ticket in the main stand, you would sit together.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know whether you can pick and choose. You know, say you only show up to half a dozen games, well, for half a dozen games I could jump into the main stand.
Uh-huh.
Or if it's no, you're committed 100% to the main stand.
So what do they then do with the ticket that you've left behind in the
Exactly,
seats?
so there's 2 random tickets that we need to punt.
This is so complicated.
Yeah.
It always bugs me how obsessed football clubs are with attendance numbers.
Well,
and even fans are obsessed with attendance numbers.
I mean, Falkirk are the Leeds United of Scotland. Like, it's, you know, we take massive support everywhere we go, no matter where we're going.
You see that Red Bull sponsorship announcement as well?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
That's disturbing.
We're going to see a new Leipzig? Is that
we
what
could do? I don't think Leeds United fans would allow it, but
Leipzig is a pretty good model. Like, if you actually look at it, a club that doesn't really spend that much money in comparison to others.
They use Salzburg as an academy, and well, Salzburg is a completely sensitive subject, trigger warning for me. I won't go there. But yeah, I'm
John's a big Sound of Music fan.
no, it's not that. The fact that they bought a club, totally destroyed it,
yeah.
and then just the world carries on as if nothing happened. That does not sit well at all. Like,
Well, they've done quite well.
but the business model is good.
like again, they tend to have pretty deep European runs, along with Leipzig, and I think in times have actually gone further than Leipzig as well. Yes, very cool, very exciting. The league's not won on attendance figures. Falkirk regularly lied anyway because they assumed that every single season ticket holder was there.
And they're not.
They're not the only ones to do that either. But you know, onward upward to next season, and next season starts with the Premier Sports Challenge Cup. I had to double check that.
If they're still around by then.
Well, they're kind of back. It was the Viaplay Cup. It's now the Premier Sports Cup. I actually need to look at my subscription because I'm not watching as much hockey anymore. Certainly not any NASCAR or whatever else is on there.
Don't blame me. DFB Pokal's on there.
Is it?
Jim.
Well, La Liga TV. I've never once watched La Liga TV. Obviously, we're going to mainly focus on the Challenge Cup group that is most relevant to us. It's the group of champions, John.
And Ayr United.
Yes. I'm sure Ayr United was. Did they win the Ayrshire Cup last year? Do they still play the Ayrshire Cup anymore?
Stirlingshire Cup's coming back.
Is it?
Yeah.
Great. Anyway. I mean, I actually, like, to be fair, because Aberdeen always did something similar. I can't remember if it was called the Aberdeenshire Cup. But you would always send out like Aberdeen B / under 21s to play the likes of Bucky Thistle, to play the likes of, you know, Cove and stuff like that as well. And it's you know, it's different.
They're quite enjoyable. What I'd love to see, I know we'll eventually hopefully quickly get 2 3 minutes to talk about the League Cup.
Yes.
Stirlingshire Cup, I don't know why Dumbarton are in it to begin with. Now the Stirlingshire, what I was reading in the weekend out.
Historical Stirlingshire?
So the Stirlingshire Football Association is what runs the Stirlingshire Cup.
Right.
So that must be a throwback to before the SFA.
Right. And they still exist.
Or there or thereabouts, or the SFL at the time, and still, I think, exist in some odd capacity.
Mm-hmm.
Why is Dumbarton there? I find that kind of strange. It was like Dumbarton, which is Dumbartonshire, Clackmannanshire, which is Alloa.
Oh, of course.
And the kind of Stirlingshire Falkirk area. But I'd like to see them expand it out a little bit more in that Camelin Juniors, Bonnish United, Dunny Pace, just have all these kind of wee guys coming in.
Broxburn.
No, they're kind of West Lothian. They're in the Lowland League now. Sorry, I'm keep going off keep putting me on tangents.
Tangent cast.
You know, there's a few kind of clubs, more kind of local. Socky would be a good one as well. Socky's probably one of the most picturesque non-league grounds in Scotland.
Really?
Yeah, brilliant. If you get there on a nice day, you'll get one of the nicest views of the Ochil Hills anywhere in the Central Belt. Brilliant. Really, really good.
Like Garmisch, Parton-Kirken.
Yeah. I'll take your word for it.
That's what Scotland are staying for the Euros, remember?
Oh, of course. Yeah. Anyway, right, League Cup.
Yes. Dundee United. Again. Second seed in that group's probably Ayr United.
Yes.
Third seed would be Falkirk, Stennismuir, and Buckeye Thistle.
Which is going to be a Saturday away game.
Are you going?
Yep.
Oh, is that one you've ticked off your list before?
I've never been to Buckeye.
Oh, it's been 100
What really
days since my
really
last
properly
expansion.
wound me up was the Elgin were 5th seed. Who came out straight after Buckeye? Elgin. What do I need to complete the 42?
Elgin. But at least this tournament gives you more of a chance of that happening.
It does. I'll get there eventually.
There must be a few people like on that similar sort of stat as well.
One more. And I know some people will be going, no, you could just go for a random game. No, the first game has to be a Falkirk game.
Oh, right, okay.
So the 41 before have all been, the first visit, it's been a Falkirk game.
Yeah.
Can I gloss over the Bonnie-Rig one? That was a bit. That was a wee asterisk.
Yeah,
I have seen Falkirk play Bonnie-Rig now.
There you go.
But my first Bonnie-Rig game was Cowdenbeath.
The playoff game.
The playoff game.
Yeah, big deal.
Kind of ruined my streak. It's a long way to go.
It is,
But
yes.
if the weather's nice, could be good. And oddly enough, I will be staying in Elgin because that's the nearest Premier Inn. Do an overnighter and come back the next day.
Funny enough, because I was looking at going to the British Touring Cars in Croft, and I looked at Premier Inns. I didn't even consider anything else. I was like, I should probably open, because what's wrong with like a travel lodge or something like that?
Premier Inn's better. Like, you get an absolutely brilliant breakfast.
I'll take your word for it. Yeah, interesting group. It's a bit of a shame that it's Dundee United again.
A little bit. I kind of wanted Aberdeen. I think that would have been quite a good kind of glamour fixture.
Just good to mix it up.
Yeah, this is it. Very good. When they played Aberdeen in about 10 years.
Aberdeen have a pretty good one, I think. Queen of the South.
Long journeys.
Oh, really long journeys. There's like, even like Bucky Thistle in this group are like Horst.
I mean, there'll be 2 trips. I can't remember the way round the fixtures go. So they'll be at home, probably home to Steny. No, they'll be away to Steny, home to us. They will be away to Dundee United, I think. Just, you're up and down that road quite a lot. At least it's the summertime for them.
It's the same for the likes of Ross County and stuff as well.
It's also not the worst journey. I was going to say Ross County and are in the same group as Stranraer.
The Stranraer group, I was about to say.
They must be quicker, like getting a flight for Inverness to Belfast
and then down now. Right. It's interesting because how the groups are drawn, it doesn't seem very balanced, like in a way, but like it's just.
So they used to be regionalised, but they've scrapped that for whatever reason. Fair enough. Like the regionalisation was really weird as well. Like, you Falkirk, it was a toss of a coin whether you were in the North region or the South region. You must have been on that kind of dividing line somehow. Central Belt team.
Now, we were initially buzzing on this because it was previously known as the Betfred Cup, and we were one of the early podcasts to really jump on this. We did a weekly roundup of what happened in each group. Yeah. Calvin Harris's "Feels" was the theme song that went back.
That ages it.
Some of the most, to be fair, it was some of the most professional content that we actually produced.
Aye, to be fair.
Yeah, and it's actually ironically a tournament that even BBC Scotland don't really cover.
BBC Scotland don't care. Premier Sports are only there for our Rangers and Celtic final.
Yes,
all going well.
That's all they care about. How do you think it's aged as a format? Because it's been with us for quite a while now.
I think it probably will be there for a while yet.
Oh, do you think?
Yeah, I think
it's lost its shine, to be honest. Like,
a little bit. The thing that gets me for it, they do exactly what pre-season friendlies are going to do anyway. Mm-hmm. So why not make it a little bit more competitive? I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter if you win or lose a lot of these games.
No.
It's nice to win them, and when you do win them, you get a bit of reward out of it.
Mm-hmm.
If you are a Bucky Thistle, you've managed to get 2 or 3 quite glamorous, glorified friendlies. For them,
I suppose.
You know what I mean?
I suppose, yeah.
The fact that they're going to be playing Falkirk at home, Falkirk will bring a couple of 100 fans up the road.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's prime summer holiday. It's a nice destination. Saturday 3 o'clock.
You've got friends in the Highlands as well, so you can visit when you're up.
God, that's like that must be. So it's about 3.5 hours to get to Bucky.
Okay.
It'll be at least 4 hours to get to Wick
really?
or wherever.
Okay.
Laura, if you want to come, I'll get you kind of halfway to Inverness if you want. Like, that's a kind of make weight.
We're halfway there. Anyway, yeah, like I enjoyed it at first. I enjoyed summer football, like the nice weather. There's a few great pictures of us at one in the back of Falkirk Stadium and a lovely sunset.
That was Elgin. That was
Elgin.
Yeah.
That was a great day because again you're quite relaxed about it. Things. It does take away the opportunity for some interesting friendlies, which I think there's less impetus to try and organise.
Yeah, I mean I'll give you that. There's less chance of getting like big English teams coming up and playing the friendlies.
You see, Hearts are playing Tottenham, for example.
This is it.
And the Rangers are playing Man United at Murrayfield.
Aye,
and cash grab money spinner fixture.
I find that bizarre.
Like Aberdeen played Charlton. last year?
Yeah, it was last year. That was down in Charlton as well.
It was down in Charlton. You know, again, these are relatively interesting, relatively easy to get to. It takes away that sort of opportunity, but maybe that's better. Falkirk, they did that tour to like Spain or something a few years ago. Didn't really play anybody, and then had to have like an open doors friendly against just the local pub team.
Now when they went to Hungary,
is that maybe what it was?
Yeah, the team that were supposed to play basically just never showed up. So they played a bounce game. That was
brutal.
They must have still been in the championship by that point. That was good 3 or 4 years ago. But they used to do brilliant trips to the Netherlands, Dingwallow, and I can't remember what else. But that would have been prime Yogi era, 06, 07, that kind of.
We love a tour. Love a tour.
Good Premiership. I think Motherwell usually go to the Netherlands quite a lot for the pre-season stuff like that. So
when Aberdeen had Calderwood, he had a lot of connections over there. Funny enough, Glasgow Clan hockey team have been invited to a Warrior hockey tournament in Germany. So they're going to play like some of the big European teams, because I think they're one of the biggest sellers of like merchandise and stuff.
Right, okay.
So Warrior, obviously the sports brand, formerly making Liverpool kits, before they were absolutely done out of that deal by Nike, who were sly and underhand. I think it was Warrior. No, that would have been New Balance. Sorry, tell a lie. But they used to make Liverpool kits. So yeah, they get invited out to this lovely looking German town to play all these amazing hockey teams. I was like, that's a great idea. So yeah, it'd be good to see a little bit more collaboration, you know, in terms of Falkirk twinning with like a French League Trois side or something like that.
Funny you should mention this. I want to do as a deep dive.
Who would Falkirk twin with?
Well, I ended up talking about the Olympics, so she's getting played in Paris. And actually, fun fact, you know, like Falkirk is twinned with Paris.
Is it actually?
It's twinned with Créteil, which is like
a small part of Paris.
Literally like in just like kind of south west of Paris.
Right, okay.
But it's still Paris. It's within the kind of arrondissement.
You've got good accents, John. All the lingo on the go.
Are there? So, fun fact, if you want to impress your friends or colleagues.
Okay. Not both. Just one or the other.
You've got to choose in this game, like.
Definitely. Oh well, I think that seems a relatively sensible time to round off, in which case.
Yeah, we've run out of beer, so that's us.
It is. We've actually timed that pretty well. Yeah. Hopefully the noises haven't been too distracting and there's not too many embarrassing screenshots to be had from such an occasion.
Fingers crossed.
Yes, I think we're gonna snooze away quite nicely this evening. Dreaming of all the subscribers and all the people liking and following and commenting on either our YouTube videos or on the audio version of the podcast, which is available on Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere that you get your podcasts. Also follow us on social media, on Facebook at Sofamanager and on Instagram for the wonderful social content that Mr. John here puts out. So anyway, so thank you for listening or watching from me, Paul.
Yeah, all the best, guys.
And have a good evening, a good afternoon and a good morning. Goodbye.
Bye.